No.
If you're on the line,
Sure.
please mute. Thank you. We do have a quorum. At this time, I'll call the meeting to order, just FYI. Chairman is here, but he's sick and he can't talk, so. No, just kidding. We'll begin with the pledge. I pledge
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Tom wants to be called in. Or Tom wants someone to call him.
I can call him.
You got his number?
Mhm.
Let's get Tom on the line.
Hi, Tom. This is Rebecca. I have you on speaker for our meeting.
Okay,
Okay,
I'm gonna get on the other way.
Okay, you're good.
so the meeting is called to order. At this time, I'll call for a motion to approve the agenda with no changes.
Motion.
Second.
Got a motion by Jimmy, second by Brian. Any discussion? Or James? No discussion. All those for, please say aye.
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 Any opposing? No opposing. Public comment. Is there any public comment? Now it's your chance. For the record, there's no public comment. Items of information, actually, it's not a discussion, items of information. And resignations, you have 4, just for your information. I don't know how many years number 2 has. But I don't know that she'll get the Pendleton mark, but let's recognize them maybe at the next one.
We will.
Is she moving out of town? What's she doing?
She's moving out of town.
Oh.
Mhm.
With that being said, number 5, items of action, hiring, elementary, call for a motion for A and B, please.
Motion.
Motion.
We got a motion by Jimmy. You want a second, James?
Second.
Second by James. Discussion.
I have a question on that. Is that all what we pay in all of them? On number 2, on B, is that what they all get?
Depending on years.
It
920?
depends on years,
Experience.
position,
Mhm.
Is it?
Yeah.
experience.
Okay.
She's been doing it for a while.
Yeah, there's a.
Okay. Good.
I'm good.
Any other discussion or questions? If not, all those for, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Evening. No opposing. District wide,
Motion A, B, C, and D.
we got a motion by Brian for all 4. Second, anybody?
Second.
Second by Jimmy. Discussion. Now is your time. If not, all those for, please say aye.
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 Any opposing? No opposing. B, approvals, district wide. I'll go
Motion
for
A and
A and B. There we go. Brian,
Second.
second by James. Discussion. I do. Superintendent Ruppel, could you just kind of go over if there was any changes in the collective bargaining agreement with the certified? If so, would you explain a little bit to the board?
Yeah, so we actually had more changes in this agreement than we've had in a long time.
Yeah.
We had some things we needed to accomplish on the district side. And the teachers had some things they had asked of us.
Okay.
So, just the agreement, last year's agreement was a 1 year. This is a 3-year agreement.
Does that put them back on track then?
It does,
Okay.
puts them back, up, but we still are offset with the classified. Because we don't want to negotiate them both on the same year.
Okay. Oh, that's-
So at the end of next year, we will get ready to negotiate the classified again.
Okay.
And so the unit recognition did change. It does include emergency license because by Montana law, for 1 year only, they are a certified teacher. And so all of the language in the union agreement applies to all classes of licenses, including emergency licenses.
Okay.
We also added the childcare coordinator as a position in this union agreement for several reasons. One, we're working to develop a CTE pathway for child development from our high school students, and would like to use the child care center as that field site for them to get practical experience. So that we would like the coordinator to have a teaching degree either in P3 or the CTE Class 4 license of child development to be able to teach classes for that CTE pathway at the high school. And also it will help us further develop the developmental program for our infants to up to 5 years of age that aren't quite in kindergarten yet. So that was a big change. We did remove the school psychologists, speech pathologists, occupational therapists, and physical therapists from this agreement. Those positions, the rate of pay for those positions are exceeding many of the rates of pay in this contract, and we just cannot recruit them into the district under this rate of pay. So we removed them from here so that we have the opportunity to hire them as professional technical employees at a rate of pay that is
Lower pay.
it's a higher pay
Oh,
that is comparable to where they can be hired
Okay.
other
So
places.
they're not under the certified.
They're no longer under this agreement.
And those that are that at right now, they know that they were pulled out of this.
They do know that. We had some changes in language just based on placement on the salary schedule. We have our counselors, our school accredited, school licensed counselors come into their position with a master's degree that has almost 60 credits, which is significantly higher than any other master's program. And so we did negotiate, or the teachers union negotiated to have any new counselors or any counselors to be placed on the master's plus 10 lane as compared to just on the master's lane, because most programs are less than 42 credits. So anyone that has 42 or more credits will get to go to that master's 10 lane. Thank you. And then change some language in the grievance procedure and just cause processes for our teachers, which clarifies things both on the district side as well as the teacher's side. The term of the agreement goes through June of 2028. We did negotiate some changes in the evaluation process. Currently, we're evaluating all of our teachers every year. But it's taking a lot of time to evaluate our tenured staff. As our staff gets, progresses through their career, our administrators are spending a lot of time there. So we did put them on a 3-year schedule for tenured teachers, and then 14 or more years are on a 5-year schedule. If at any
To be
point
evaluated?
to be evaluated, and which is what most districts do. If at any point there's a concern about a teacher's performance, we've agreed mutually that we can do an evaluation, or a teacher can request an evaluation at any time. And so it's not a hard and fast 3 and 5 years. If needed, it can be an annual basis. And for a teacher on a plan of improvement, it would be an annual basis.
Okay.
They did negotiate in 1 additional day of leave. And all leave days are now discretionary. They're no longer sick or personal. They're just utilizing them as is, which has
15.
at 15. Yep. Then we did clarify some work days during Thanksgiving week, parent-teacher conferences, and the Teachers Union MFPE conference days. That we're back, Tom. That are just 8 to 4 regular days, not an 8 to 5 day and an 8 to 3 early out. Tom, can you still hear me? Tom? Can you mute your phone, please? Thank you. Then we did clarify on the school releases for emergencies that all employees would need to remain 15 minutes until after the last bus leaves the high school. So when we have a weather-related out or an emergency situation, our elementary buildings are out, released a good half hour before our high school building is released. And so we have teachers leaving the buildings prior to high school teachers being able to leave the building. So we wanted some consistency across the board. It helps us with supervision of little kids. Sometimes on those emergency release days, there's changes of where little kids go. And we wanted to be able to have staff to help support that.
Can I back up to the discretionary?
Yep.
leave? Okay, sorry. Cause I do have a question. I read in that contract where if they still have sick leave, they get paid the $200. Is that still a go if it's all considered discretionary? And how do you determine what is?
Yeah, good question. Really good question. So it was all transitioned to discretionary. At the end of the year, anything remaining will transition to their individual sick leave banks.
Okay.
So it'll
Banks,
transition, yes,
Not them, banks.
yes,
Okay.
their banks.
Okay,
Yeah.
they're banks.
Yep.
Got it.
To use it then, huh?
What?
Use their leave?
No.
They don't have to use it. They can carry it over, but
Store it then.
yeah, but it will be stored as sick leave, not just discretionary leave.
Okay.
And let's see. We did clarify some absences due to injury. If teachers are injured on the job, they certainly could meet eligibility for workman's comp. However, we do need them to go get checked out. And we want them to do that immediately. So we are going to, we did clarify that we will allow them leave. That does not count against their leave.
They're 15.
Yeah. To go get immediately checked out. It helps us keep in compliance with those needed timelines for workman's comp. And we did make a clarification on the drug testing policy and included the language unauthorized use of a prescription medication. And just added those words, unauthorized use of. It is a 3% increase across each year.
Can
We-
you break it down?
What's that?
Break it down.
It's a 3% increase this year and a
3%?
3% increase each year after that. The increase keeps us in compliance with the STARS Act, which the STARS Act for this year is bringing us in close to $1 million additional in quality educator payment. And so we have to meet a minimum threshold in base pay as well as a percentage of our average teacher pay. As long as we do that, we can bring in about $7,200 additional dollars per licensed teacher
Oh,
each year. So
That only that STARS Act is it this year?
Oh,
it's the STARS Act, it's guaranteed to 3 years. Yeah, 3 years. But they do have projections. We did have to submit projections out to 12 years. And so they are wanting it, the state is wanting it to continue.
comfortable in case we don't.
Yeah, it'll get us through this agreement.
Okay.
So.
But if we don't get it back, how do we take it back?
Yeah, well, we can't
It
take it
turns
back.
out wash,
We get the 3% increase is really just a cost of living increase.
Okay.
It's not anything excess in terms of that. So we should be fine at the end of 3 years to just maintain a consistent level. Yeah,
Not that complicated, but yeah, that's a hard,
Yeah,
you know, but.
I don't wanna take it back.
No, you can't. And again, I always remember. that.
Yeah.
But we gotta have the money too to do it.
we do,
Right,
yeah.
And that's
Good question,
what negotiations
Yeah.
about, but.
Yeah, the final piece is being, there is a small part of the health insurance cost that comes out of the teachers'
Yeah.
monthly paychecks. We did offer to pay it.
We did.
Yeah,
How
for
much is
full
that?
family health insurance. It's
3,000.
it's about 3,000 additional per year,
Total or per?
per, yeah,
Really?
yep,
We can do that?
we can.
Yeah.
We did. Gwen and Sandy and I did calculate, what
And
we
this
were able
is
to.
for certified?
Mhm.
Yeah, but part of that's coming with the STARS app too.
Yes, yeah, and it does help us keep our self-insured funding pool more secure.
And when you say family, is there a family of four, I mean,
It's
does
a,
it make a difference?
it does not make a
Okay.
difference.
1 to 50 or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a limit.
Oh. Never know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So, one of the things we did prior to going into the negotiations, there is kind of an independent company that does, rank Montana schools in terms of, they do an outside audit, rank Montana schools in terms of their, salary compensation
Mhm.
and compare it to other districts. Currently with, BPS's, just completed agreement, we were sitting about 20th in terms of, compensation based on salary alone. Then there are two other categories. The second category being, salary and a single, health insurance benefit. We were sitting about 9 or 10. And then with our full family health insurance and our salary schedule, we are sitting in the top 5
Yeah, that's all
So,
cool.
of all schools across the state. Yeah.
Much of the state.
It is
All-
all schools in Montana. Yep.
In competition to you.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, so we are sitting, pretty good to be able to recruit and
Okay.
retain our staff.
Keep us in line.
Yeah, and it does the
It's
biggest
not
out.
Just for certified
Hmm?
or?
Wow.
Were they pretty happy with
Just
it?
teachers, I should. say.
Yes,
They were,
the district is, we got a lot of language back on the
we have
district.
to afford all of that stuff?
Hmm?
You
Yeah.
have to afford all
Yeah,
of it?
we did. We will be able to afford it. An additional piece in the contract, that we did add, the district needs, more opportunity for district-wide professional development. Our buildings have building level professional development
In-house. Yeah.
and do a good job, but we have a hard time getting information out district-wide because we don't have access to teachers very often district-wide. And so once a month, we will be releasing school at noon, to have either district level PD in the afternoon or teachers can have collaborative planning time, based on their building need.
They specify a day or just any day?
We set 9 days across the calendar year that it is a very specific day. Yep.
Was it Wednesday or something?
No, it's a Friday.
It's a Friday.
It's a Friday.
They probably like that, huh?
So it was a compromise. It was,
You pointing at me?
but the district will be able to have access to teachers as well. So that will benefit us. It was
Okay.
absolutely a win-win. So those were the changes.
Any other discussion, any other questions? James, Mike, Tom, Ryan, Jimmy?
I have none.
If not, all those four, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposing? No opposing. Call for a motion to adjourn.
Motion,
Motion.
second.
There we go. We are adjourned. James. you're
Yes.
still Here.
Thank you, Tom.
Uh-huh.
Goodbye.
Have a good day, guys.
Later.
See ya.
Bye.
Whoa.
Thank you, guys.